everyone. Thanks for checking out another episode of Wonderful Garbage. I'm Angela.
I'm Julia.
And in this episode, we're going to recap a couple of the Bravo shows that we love and are watching. We're kind of watching almost everything. And if we recapped all of it, we'd be here for 10 hours. So we're just going to do a couple of the shows that we've been watching. So in this recap, we'll be recapping Southern Hospitality Season 3, Episode 1. We thought the premiere was fantastic and we wanted to make some time for it. We know we're a week or so behind, but we want to share our thoughts. And then we'll recap Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 14, Episode 6, I believe. Let me double check. Yep. And Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 5, Episode 15 or 16. It's their day 3 in their Puerto Vallarta trip. We Googled the episode list and Google was wrong. And so we think it's episode 15. It could also be episode 16. We know we're getting down to the wire with our ladies, and I think that's the most important thing.
It's the second to the last. We know that much.
Yes. Yeah, it's crazy that they're saving the Lisa Barlow dinner. Like, the Lisa Barlow lunch is the season finale, I guess.
I can't believe we're already at the end. And man, I mean, yeah, you can always start to kind of tell when a show's coming to the end because we get the most drama. And man, SLC is delivering this season. And right now, this episode was like,
I know, it's crazy. Okay, so we're going to start with Southern Hospitality, the premiere of season 3. Julia, did you love it or did you love it?
I loved it. Yes. I'm really happy to have them back. I've said before, like the housewives, I'm starting to get like slightly burnt out on like the older ladies fighting. I like the young, like, cause it's messy and I don't want the messy when we're supposed to be adults, but youngins, they can be messy and they can be like drunk and dumb and the fights are more, I don't know, just again, they're young and dumb. So let them fight. Let them just
I'm going to have to disagree with you there. I still want my Real Housewives to fight. We think fighting is okay at any age. You can be 75 years old and yelling at your neighbor Ruth. I want to see it.
True.
But the way that they're fighting, the way that it has just gotten toxic.
Yeah.
We don't want that toxicity. We want dumb, petty fights. We want you guys to be fighting over the same Birkin. We want you to be fighting on who threw the best cast trip that season. Like, those are the kind of fights we want. So, any Real Housewives who are listening, continue to fight.
I agree. I will take, like, what SLC is giving us right now. I mean, I'll take those fights. But, for example, what Beverly Hills is giving us right now, it's just a little too, like, close to the heart for them, the whole Dorit Kyle fight. And it's just, I don't know, it's all, like, too sensitive subjects. Maybe that's what it is. If we could just have something that's more, like, just basic and what's the word I'm trying to find? I don't know.
Bring us back to the Maloof Hoof era.
In our fight.
Okay, I gotta say, this premiere of Southern Hospitality, I feel like they're really hitting their stride in this season. You know, with new shows, it always takes a little bit to build the drama, build the friendships, and then build the breaking of those friendships, right? So I have high hopes for this season.
I do too. So the episode starts with a recap of the season of what's to come, and it is just like drama. I mean, it delivered the entire time. So obviously they use highlights, but yeah, it was That was a good little preview. And then we pop back to, it says 3 months earlier. So then, that's letting us know they just gave us a preview of like what's to come and kind of like more close to the end of the season, what we're going to see. Um, we see everyone showing up to work, so we're just taking it back to OG. Like, that's what I think, because we love Vanderpump so much. And so these young kids that are still like serving and bottle girls and having to still go to work, like that's what I want to see. I
We want
love.
to see you clock in. We want to see you use that machine, the scroll, right? Wasn't it called the scroll when we worked in Cheddar's?
Yeah,
We want to see you clock in. We want to see you get ready in your car. We want, or in the restrooms, right? Like that was the thing with like Vanderpump Rules. They would always be changing in the bathroom. Like we want that poorness. Keep the poorness. Please don't get rich on us and leave.
yeah. And with that, we want um hot people, and we have been introduced to Michaels, who's so hot, and he just popped in. Well, we're getting introduced to him, but I'm just gonna skip ahead to a little bit in when he said my favorite restaurant line ever. If you've got time to lean, you've got time to clean. And oh my god, his face. It was so good. I was like, I love this, and I'm so happy I don't work in a restaurant anymore.
100%. It's wild that he is the assistant general manager, which that was Emmy's big thing last season. She was so happy to be it, and then we learned in the season 2 reunion that she no longer wanted the role because they were going to put her at one of the other restaurants that they had just opened. Emmy said, "No, absolutely not. I want to stay here. I'll give up this role." So now Michaels, who is 21 years old, is
Yeah.
now AGM, and Leva just being like, he's so experienced, he knows so much. With yes, depending on how long he's worked in the bar scene, for sure. But like, I feel like Leva's just really trying to push that he is like the most knowledgeable 21-year-old ever.
Yeah, she's talking him up quite a bit.
Uh huh.
Kind of funny, but he is very on it, and you know who we've seen in the past, they're not like that. So she is probably like, wow, this is a breath of fresh air.
I know. Did he replace CEO Leah?
I know. Where did she go? I don't know. We'll see.
No idea. And then other newbies, we got Molly, not to be confused with New Molly on Southern Charm. Lake, who Bradley is already trying to bang. Bradley is just such like Bradley is like the Peter of Vanderpump Rules.
God, yes. Oh my God.
And he gives me the ick. I'm not a Bradley fan. And then we have Austin, who has a Travis Kelce mustache and lifts tree logs. So
He's kind of hot too, though.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We're just looking. We're just here to look, is really what's happening.
But yes. So we got some newbies. I'm liking them all. So everyone's at work. What's going on? Okay, so we find out TJ and Joe Bradley have not spoken in 4 months since the reunion because TJ called Joe Bradley out for cheating on Danielle,
And I'm
which
so happy that you said cheating because everyone has been like, yeah, Joe Bradley slept with Luann, iconic. And it's like, do we not remember that he was in a relationship with Danielle? And whatever your feelings are about Danielle on Summer House, like, they were still in a relationship and he cheated on her. So thank you so much for saying that. Continue. I did not mean to cut you off. My
no,
bad.
no, yeah, and I don't know if he actually had sex with her. I feel like he only made out with Luann.
Yeah.
And says that he does fess up to making out with her. So who knows? I don't know. But yes, everyone Maddie is like, Joe hooking up with Leanne is iconic.
And then Grace Lily's like, Luann is such a badass. I mean, who wouldn't want to F her? I love Grace Lily. I I'm obsessed with her. I have no idea what she does, where she comes from, but I love.
Exactly where she comes from. That girl is on her own. G Lily vibes. What is it? Wavy baby world.
Wavy. I'm a wavy babyer,
Yes. Emmy says Joe has a thing for MILFs. He loves them.
which just ick, immediate ick. I threw up in my mouth. Joe Bradley says, like, so what if I did hook up with Luann?
Yeah.
But then it's like TJ was saying, like, well, he was dating Danielle when he hooked up with him. So then, yeah, like
Right.
Joe being like, so what if I did it? Because you were in a relationship.
Right. And that was TJ's only problem was just like just own up to it. You were cheating, you know. So and then Joe Bradley texts TJ all of these crazy texts and he says you're dead to me and my family. So TJ's like I'm not talking to him. I'm done with him. And Joe Bradley like came up to the bar to order some shots and ordered from Molly and TJ's like, "Thank you for serving him. I'm not going to serve him." He's so sassy.
I'm obsessed with TJ. Also, I feel like Joe Bradley is the Jax of Vanderpump Rules, and just know we're probably going to make some references to Vanderpump Rules when we're recapping this show because, and maybe even Summer House too. I have a comparison for Will and Emmy a little later. But Jax was such a rage texter. I think we're going to see the same thing with Joe Bradley.
Yeah. So then we get, like we said, Michael's coming over. You got time to lean, you got time to clean. And TJ was like, "Oh my god, he's so hot." Um,
I love a man giving me direction. Oh,
it maybe depends on the time and the place.
actually, I take that all back. Men don't deserve to give us direction. I got lost in the sauce for a second. My bad.
It's okay. Michael's can give me direction if you'd like. We get filler clips. We get Joe Bradley's booty. We get Bradley being Bradley, waking up and like there's a big flash on his side table. Where'd that come from? And then we come up to the cringiest scene of the entire episode and our first glimpse into how Emmy and Will are doing, and it's not great.
I feel like I was like, okay, maybe they're like Jackson Stassi, but we haven't seen like Will's toxicity on camera. So I'm thinking maybe it's well, we have two, but like Kyle and Amanda type vibes from Summer House.
Yeah,
Like Emmy wants him so badly, and Kyle's just like meh.
I
Will's
know.
like meh.
Totally. It's yeah. He did not seem into it at all. And she for right off the bat, she says, "When are you gonna put a baby inside me and propose?" And in her confessional, she's like, what does she say? 1 year of law school down, closer to the ring, and she's just so. Ugh, she just needs to like rein it back a little bit, and I don't
She's
know.
just such a girl in her early 20s
Yeah, she is.
wanting that. Like,
Yeah, it's just freaking me out because he just seems so not in it, and she is just like, we're getting married, we're having babies. She just wants to be a lawyer's wife in South Carolina, and that Southern.
it's that southern thing.
So Emmys, and they always talk about how like season people come back with like season two faces, and I know this is season three, but I was like, who is that? Like Emmy looks like a completely different person now, and there's some confessional looks and some, we've seen her on red carpets, and I mean she looks great, but
She
she
looks
looks
amazing, but there is a major change, and we hope she is okay.
I know. I just hope she's being like mentally healthy with it.
Yeah.
And Will seems a little like taken aback by it. And he said, commented, he was like, it just happened like super fast and her body completely changed. And um so that might be another factor into why he's kind of being the way he's being. But yeah, we'll see how that plays out.
Well, yeah, I mean, she stopped drinking too, which is a big thing, right? You're a couple who worked at a bar together, and your friend group circles around drinking and going out and partying. And then when that one person stops drinking, yeah, you can still go out and have fun, but it's just like a different vibe when you're not involved in it as much, right? So you hate to say like that's negatively affecting a relationship, someone like getting sober and doing something good for themselves, but I think it kind of was like, oh, things are a little different now.
Yeah. And yeah, she's kind of giving Kyle Richards vibes, like how Kyle, started working out like crazy and stopped drinking and I just feel like that is trying to like fill a void in your life and searching for something, kind of like finding yourself or a new form of yourself. So, I don't know, it's going to be we'll
I know.
see.
Yeah, it's like that obsession control thing, right? You're not having control of whatever's going on, so you're going to try to control what you can. But I mean, just already off the bat, we're like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a little scared for their relationship. Um, then what do we have going on?
Will was talking, so Will and Emmy are still at lunch, and he's talking about him and Joe's friendship. They had a falling out, and Emmy just looks like zoned out. She's like, I don't like want to be in this conversation. I just want you to talk to me about like marriage and the future and stuff. And Emmy like wants to wake up early and go like jump in the ocean, like connect with the water. Will's like, no, I'm just like so busy. I have like so much going on. And she's just like acting annoyed that, well, she's probably like, because Will's in law school out of town. So when he is in town, she's probably like, I have all these things I want to do. And he's just like, I want to chill. Like, I don't want to do all this stuff.
He's also in an internship, and so he's working too. So yeah, she's acting like a baby, and it's like, girl, you want a ring, you want to get married, you want a kid. He has to put in the work, and if you think this is a lot now, if you're not getting time from him now, wait until he's a lawyer, and like, I mean, this is the example of what the rest of your life is going to be with this man. So you get what you want or you ask for, and yeah, you're gonna have to take what you can get.
That is such a good point. Should we jump over to TJ and Mia?
Yeah, another little one who has lost quite a bit of weight, but she's doing it because she is running for Miss Universe. Is that right? Or Miss World?
Miss World.
World. Cool. And I could not understand the country where she says she's living right now.
Oh gosh, I don't know if I took it down.
I couldn't understand.
Oh,
So
no, I didn't take it down. She's just not in Charleston anymore. She moved back to, I think, like where her mom grew up, or like where her family's from. And yeah, I don't remember.
yeah, I think somewhere in Venezuela, I think.
Yeah.
Can't remember. But yeah, the winner of that wins $1 million. So she is eating slim and we wish her the best of luck.
Yeah.
She's toy and they like make me sick. She was like, and she even says, she's like, we are so in love, it's disgusting. And so that's
I
cute.
love that they're still together and like they're making it work long distance. I think they're so cute.
It is cute. So yeah, we have Mia and TJ talking, gossiping, of course, about how Will came into the bar, talking about how much he doesn't like Emmy, his girlfriend, and saying that she's not fun anymore now that she's sober and she's not my person, and just talking all of this trash. And TJ's like, I don't know if I should tell her. And Mia's like, I'm not doing that. I learned my lesson last year. So, yeah, messy.
Yeah, so after this episode premiered, people on Twitter were like, Emmy, girl, what are you doing? Like, I hope you're not together. What's going on? Someone posted, like, oh, I saw that Will and Emmy didn't attend the premiere party and Will deactivated his Instagram. Emmy got right on Twitter and explained it all away. Was like, Will wants to focus on his mental health. He deactivated his social media. We are still very much together. My family loves him. I love him. And everyone's like, girl, but does he love you?
Oh, man.
I know.
Poor girl. I think she's going to get her heart broken.
Yeah. All right. And then we got Maddie. She's going over to Wavy Baby's house.
Oh
Wavy
my,
Baby's parents' house.
this scene's goofy. They went to a park and Grace Lily tells us about her ayahuasca experience. So funny. It kind of sounds like a fun thing to do. I have heard a lot of people really like the experience that they get from it. Maybe we'll do it one day in our life.
Same, like I want to do it just to see, but I'm scared.
She said she saw Bob Marley and she talked to him. She said she's going to keep the vibes alive. And she goes, I had a come to Jesus moment. I talked to Jesus.
I was like, what did you talk about?
I know.
Maddie, why aren't you asking her? What was Jesus like? What was happening? Do they know about Bravo? Like, tell me what you talked to Jesus about. I need to know.
And then we get our introduction to the new couple of the show. Grace Lily says, so how's your sex life with Joe? And, and Maddie, and then we get a clip of Maddie and Joe in bed. And just so Maddie and Joe are together.
He broke her down.
Yep. Broke her down.
He's way more into her than she's into him, is what it seems. We know since the beginning that he's been in love with her, and Maddie was with Pedicab Trevor, which was toxic, and she finally ended that, and we don't know the timeline in between, how long she was single for after Trevor to getting with Joe, but they're the new couple.
Yeah, yay.
They're already annoying me.
Me too. So let's stop talking about them and go to Bradley and TJ at the apartment, chatting about how there's no one to date. And then we learn that when TJ got drunk, he was out with Michaels one night and he kissed him. And then Belle. And they took an Uber. He got him an Uber home, and TJ kissed Michaels and then jumped out of the Uber and ran home alone. And sending, mixed signals to Michaels. So this is the beginning of the drama that we're going to see between these two.
Yeah, they also talk about Maddie and Joe being together, and TJ just doesn't trust Joe, knows that he's cheated in every relationship. So, what would be the difference of him not cheating with Maddie and just isn't, you know, isn't buying it or doesn't believe he's going to change?
So TJ brings Michaels a coffee to work the next day, or maybe later in that day. And Michaels is like, oh, don't know how to take this coffee from him. And then he tells the girls that he's just like so distraught about it. And he's like, he brought me a coffee. And she was like, well, then drink it. And it's not just a coffee. It's not that simple. Like, it's just so dramatic. And I'm loving it. Like,
I
that's
love it. Exactly.
dumb, petty, just, and be like, again, like when you're young and that's how you're thinking, overthinking him bringing you a coffee, but also, yeah, it's not just bringing him a coffee.
Mm-hmm.
um it is good.
Because it's like, I thought about you. It's like, well, if you're thinking about me, then what do you want? And we kiss, and then you ran out of the car. Like, what's happening? But TJ's like, when he was talking with Bradley, he was like, I don't want to date a 21-year-old. Like, I don't know. I'm in my early 30s. I just don't know if that's like what I want right now. And Michael's might be an old soul. Who knows? He might be like a little more mature than a 21-year-old, but the way we see him crying, either in this episode later or in episode 2, I can't remember. It's like, well, okay, maybe not.
Yeah, no, we'll see. We find out Michael's birthday is coming up, so the girlies are gonna plan a party, and then we get a little double date action between, who do we have? Will, Emmy, and the couple of the season, Maddie and Joe Bradley, go and play pickleball. And the girls whoop the boys. They were badass. We find out Maddie's very competitive.
Yeah.
And said, like, I spent enough time in rehab playing ping pong. And she's like, this is the real life version of it. It's like, it's all real life.
Maddie's so funny. It's just wild. Like, she got sober so young, and then that she's just out here living, working in a bar, like doing all these things, and 100% sober, but still gives us like this energy. Joe calls Maddie his future wife.
Yeah.
I love how in the notes you put gag me.
I said tag me and her.
Ooh, and her, not him. Gag him.
Well, yeah, him, but she goes, "Aw," like she was just like, "Aw," like, oh shit.
Yeah, that was like a weird double date we never thought we would see. So the rest of the episode takes place, Maddie and Emmy, and I guess Joe too, they all planned a little pool party for Michael's birthday. Michael's, right? Am I saying that right?
Yeah,
I don't know. My brain just went blank for a second and I couldn't remember. So they're planning a little pool party, and we see a little bit into Joe and Maddie's relationship, and it was just one of the best scenes of the episode.
it was pretty good. It, but like, don't tell me not to cry. Don't tell me what to do.
So Maddie went and got a bunch of big balloons for the party and trusted Joe to like tie them down, or at least like put them in a spot while they were setting up and getting things ready. And they even bought those little the balloon weights, right, that you can tie the balloons on. And we get a very cinematic scene of
Yeah.
the balloons just flying away. Way to go, Joe.
No. Also, like, that is so bad for the environment. I mean, you just killed so many animals with that, first of all. And then Maddie just started crying, and Joe's like, "Why are you crying? They're just balloons." And she was like, "I was at the store for 6 hours." And he was like, 6 hours to get balloons? He's like, "I'll just go get us new ones." She's like, "You don't understand, Joe." And he's like, "You can't cry about balloons."
I really hope she was there for 6 hours because that would be amazing. I feel like Maddie is indecisive and can't make up her mind about stuff. So I would love to have been that Party City worker, just seeing her pace in the store, being like, ma'am, I'm about to like go on my break. Are you good? You come back from break. She's like still there trying to find the balloons. The like worker goes to lunch. Maddie's like still there trying to find balloons.
You're right, I could see that. Yeah.
It's amazing.
We get Austin saying, I'd really like an espresso. And Molly says, did you just say espresso? And she's like, oh, you're a bartender. And how old are you? I'm pretty sure he's like upper 20s, pushing 30 something.
Yeah, I have no idea, but
A martini, and now I would like an espresso martini, and I might make one tonight.
ooh, that sounds so good. So everyone starts arriving to the party. The theme is like bathing suits and trucker hats or something. I don't know. Or that's the dress code. So everyone shows up. Emmy, oh my goodness. Her body. Cause she works out like 3 times a day. It's insane. And she's like, yeah, the tiniest bikini, but go off, Emmy.
Yes. Uh, drama, drama, drama. Michaels arrives. He is being a little standoffish with TJ. TJ's like, I'm gonna get him a drink, and I'm gonna get him a spicy margarita. And that was cute that he knew his drink.
Mm-hmm.
But then we see another guy, Spencer, hot little gay guy, and Michael spots him. Spencer does this awesome little backflip into a tube in the pool. That was cool.
Yeah, I was like, did he just really? He landed inside of the tube. Like, who just does that on their first try? It was amazing.
It was awesome. But let's get to the drama of the day. TJ and Emmy and Maddie are chatting, and Maddie is like, "You gotta fix things with Joe Bradley. Like, y'all need to talk." And Joe Bradley spots this across the room and makes his way over there, and he comes in hot. So Joe comes over. He aggressively says, "TJ, we gotta talk. We're gonna have this conversation like adults. Just say yes. You're gonna have a conversation with your ex best friend." If someone came over to me like that, we haven't spoken in 4 months, and that's gonna be the first thing you're gonna come over to say to me, I'm grabbing my drink and walking away.
Change your energy, sir. This is not happening.
Yeah, and we have Emmy saying like gentle, 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 and yes, gentle. You're not getting anywhere with energy like that. And yeah, TJ, he won't look at him. TJ's like, you know, Joe is like, you won't even look me in the eyes right now. And TJ says, I don't know if you even deserve that. And TJ just wants Joe to take accountability for his cheating. And Joe doesn't like that. And he says, this is between you and me. We have to do this right now. And I just think it's so like, of course, you want to get him away from the girls
Mm-hmm.
because you don't want this conversation about how you're a cheater bad boy to happen in front of your girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And TJ says, I'm just not ready. And Joe says, I'm done. That's it. And walks away. And it just, who do you think you are?
A real housewife.
For real, right? Okay, I'm done. Walk away. So that's the end of that episode. And then they show us a preview for next week, and I cannot wait. Oh, wait. That's what came out yesterday.
It came out yesterday. Yeah. So we'll recap it next week, and then we'll catch up. We'll talk about this week's and next week's, and we'll get there. But we wanted to talk a little more in depth about the premiere because it was so good. They're hitting their stride. They're giving us drama.
They really are. It was really great. I'm happy to have them back.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's get into our Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap. This is season 14, episode 6. So the episode opens with Dorit and her kids at their house, and Phoenix is practicing her little ballet moves, like she's doing a performance, and apparently she's like really, really good at ballet. I don't know if you saw on Dorit's Instagram, she posted some videos of her performing the Nutcracker.
Oh, cute.
And she was so great. So go Phoenix. Wanted to shout her out first because like Dorit's kids are just growing up before our eyes. It's so wild.
Yeah, they're cute.
And then we get a little clip of Boz with her boyfriend. They have a little lunch date on the beach. And they just have such an adult conversation of like, what do we both want from this relationship? He says he dates for marriage. Like he is in his serious phase. He doesn't want to play around. He is dating to find someone to spend the rest of his life with. And she is all about that. She just says that he loves that he's consistent. If he says he's going to do something, he does it.
We love that.
That right there is a man, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's what she says. She says, I like the weight of him. He's a man. And I love the date he planned. That was super cute. That little beach picnic. Very cute. I thought
Yeah.
it was funny how she said we're long distance. And like he lives in San Diego and she lives in LA, which it's a few hours. Like I don't know if I would call that long distance, but maybe. You're still in the same state. That was cute. Hopefully we'll see her happy. So maybe our prediction for what she posted about getting rid of something is not the boyfriend. Plus, well, yeah, timing I guess could work out for it to be a year. We don't know how long they've been together because at the time of filming she said it'd been a couple of months.
Yeah.
So we shall see. Then, oh, I loved going to Garcelle's beach house. That was so cute. She was so happy about it, taking her family there, and she's just so ready. She's so proud of herself for what she built. And then and this she built this house for her family. Like she was like, I'm so happy that I have a place that my family can come. And she even said that they can bring their friends and their family, and it's she's gonna have her little grandbabies running around in there. And it was a very cute scene. She spoke a lot or a bit about her son's sobriety and how he had really struggled at one point in his life, and he was homeless for a little while. And she recounted a time when he came around the house and she just kind of hid out in the house and didn't help him, and she just let him walk away. And then now you're sitting here watching them and have this beautiful family moment with his son. And she's just like, thank God for the son. What's his little name?
Oh, it's Oliver Jr.
Oh, yeah, OJ.
It's OJ, yeah.
I don't know about that, but
I
yeah,
know. I love Garcelle. I'm a Garcelle fan. I know so many people online are like, she needs to give us more. She's a working single mother. She built this home. Like, it's generational wealth for years to come for her family. Just because it's not a traditional housewife that we're used to seeing doesn't mean that she's boring and she's not giving things.
yeah,
So yeah, I absolutely love this scene too.
yeah.
Then
That's
we get
beautiful.
a scene with Bose and Dorit. I love that Bose is like, look, Dorit loves to talk and I love to listen, so we're like the perfect match.
Yeah,
So they talk a little bit about Kyle's party, and Boz was like, why did Kyle even invite Camille? Like, I don't understand what she was doing. Also, Kyle didn't tell Dorit that Camille was coming, which makes Dorit even more mad that she showed up. Like, it was like an ambush almost. But, like, Camille was saying that Dorit makes her friends wait hours at parties, at events, because she's busy taking photo shoots. And I'm like, okay, who did you hear that from? Kyle, I'm sure. And then I love Dorit being like, why are you here, Camille? Do you need a moment? You want to come back on our show? Okay.
yeah, yeah. That was absolutely unnecessary. Dorit also tells us about her therapy appointment with PK,
Yeah.
and it did not go well. And so she now is like, okay, it's time to get serious about this. He yelled something like, "This is why I want a divorce."
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And I think she's been thinking that they'll get back together. She's kind of been giving those vibes that this was kind of just like a little break. Like, so.
Yeah, seeing like hoping that he would change, hoping that the sobriety made him different. And I don't know what's happening. But also, like how Bose brought up that at Kyle's LVP-esque party, that Sutton was coming out Dorit being like, you're just angry and mad at your life, like weaponizing her stuff when Sutton was all about sisterhood just a couple episodes ago and made them all tie their hands up together with that whatever ribbon. And now she's
Yeah,
over here
let's get
yelling at
straight to
Dorit, and
it.
Bose was like, what is this change up? Like, you can't say you're all about sisterhood and support, and we're going to be there for you, and then just pop off at any moment,
Oh,
which we see happen next. Should we just get
Kesha's
into the
there
Viper
because
Room
she's
stuff?
Kyle's new girlfriend, don't you know?
A couple questions. One, why is Erica performing and not Kesha?
Yeah,
Two, why is Kesha there? Three, why is Kyle obsessed with Kesha?
I know. It's like, Kyle, there was a lot more going on with you and Morgan Wade than you going to the Viper Room with her one night. You know, she's so thirsty.
Kyle being like, uh-oh, don't let these rumors start. Throw up in my mouth. So thirsty. Okay. Erica performs a song called Dominoes. Jennifer Tilly's like, I don't think she's gonna win any awards for lyrics, but like, go her, get back out there. It was really random. It was weird, but they all sit down
Right.
after the show, and that's when it kind of goes wild. Dorit asks Kyle if she's been in contact with PK. Kyle says, we're just texting memes and jokes back and forth. If it ever got to a point where, like, it was more than that, I would cut it off with PK because, like, I'm a girl's girl. Or, like, if things had gotten bad with PK and Dorit, then she would cut it off.
And Dorit goes, "You don't know it's gotten bad?" And a lot of people are, and she's like, haven't I told you? You know, and everyone's like, "No, you haven't told us. We don't know what's going on."
I do think it's weird, like, and Dorit says this in a confessional, that Kyle is even texting PK at all when, like, they're not even talking. And Dorit just knows that if it situation's reversed, Kyle would have Dorit excommunicated from
No,
LA.
this is absolutely true. She's not wrong about that. And I do, yeah, I agree. I agree Kyle shouldn't be having any communication with PK. Um, this is a moment to be like your girlfriend's friend, but also she and Dorit are kind of on the outs. And so
I think Kyle's just doing it to get under her
you
skin.
do, you think she,
Yeah, I think Kyle knows that it's gonna bother Dorit, and she's just doing it to bug her. But Dorit's like, look, PK is making my life so hard right now. There's a big lack of communication going on. We're still trying to shield the kids from everything. And Sutton chimes in. She's like, well, you can't shield them forever.
yikes.
And this activates Dorit. Sutton, girl, stop. She's like, yeah, I don't want to shield them forever, but in this moment when they're young like this, I don't want them knowing anything that's going on. And the way that Sutton just flips on this communication with Dorit, like she's yelling now at Dorit, what have I ever done to you? Saying like, because Dorit was like, there's so much going on. Sutton's like, well, we don't know. And Dorit's like, why would I even contact you about it if you don't like
Yeah.
me?
But like, but then, Dorit says, because Sutton was like, I made it clear that you can come to me. And Dorit was like, oh, is this when we talked on the boat? And she was like, yes. And then, um, Dorit's like, says something along the lines of like, well, I can't trust you. So then
Yeah.
Sutton is like, well, what have I done to you? So I understand her frustration in that, but it just like went 0 to 100 so quick. Everything this night was just like, they were heated. Everyone was.
Yeah, and Erica's like, well, you insulted her at Kyle's party and you're putting her down. You know, you're saying your life is so bad, you're angry at me, you're making like all this anger displays. So, like, yeah, Sutton, Dorit's not gonna call
Yeah.
you. So then Sutton's like, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, I didn't say I'd be the first person you should call anyway. I just said that I would answer, which feels a little backhanded. And then Sutton's like, forget it, whatever.
Like she would answer and like other people aren't answering your calls, Kyle.
Yeah. And then Erica comes out, she does a confessional that's like, I told you that sisterhood, all that openness, all that honesty thing that Sutton was praising is all
Yeah.
BS. And then Sutton's like, because it got a little heated, so they're like, everyone just calm down. And Sutton's like, I am cordial. I'm being
There's
cordial. And it's like,
cordiality. Oh my God.
you're like, okay, yes, you are emulating
Yeah.
cordial at this
Yeah.
moment.
And then they're like, okay, so just take it back to talking to Kyle. And Sutton is like, yeah, your best friend, because that's your best friend. Talk to your friend because we're not friends. And just like totally spinning out of control.
She is spinning. She is losing it. So then I think Garcelle even says, I didn't put this in the notes, but I'm trying to remember. I think Garcelle's like, okay, like what specifically like is going on? Like, let's see if we can get back. And Kyle says that she didn't think Dorit would be bothered by them texting because they used to text before and would always laugh about whatever they were sending each other. But they go around the table and they all agree that it's weird that Kyle is continuing to talk to him. It's like goes against girl code.
Right.
And Kyle's like, look, I'll stop texting PK if it really bothers you. And we get a confessional with Dorit, and she's like, it's not the texting, it's the fact that you didn't tell me that you're still communicating with him. And just I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. But also, Kyle's not gonna let you know because you guys aren't talking.
Right.
Right? And we get a confessional from Kyle, and she's like, I thought we were fine. And now she's just finding something that she can dig at me, something that she can go against me with. Like, are you kidding me, Dorit? And it's like, Kyle, she's not finding anything. You are doing things in your friendship. Like, she's not making something up. You're like literally texting her estranged husband.
Yeah. It's not girl code.
It's not. So then we get veins from Kyle Richards' face, and he is now.
Dorit is like, can you stop yelling at me with your veins popping out of your forehead?
So at this point, yeah, they're just yelling back and forth. They're going at it. Kyle's like, I'm done. I've tried to fix it. I've apologized. Actually, it's just Kyle yelling at this point because all of a sudden she just flips a switch just like Sutton. I'm done. I've tried everything. I've apologized. Kyle thinks that Dorit is bitter, and she was like, I told you I wouldn't talk to him again. What more do you want from me? It's like, girl, did we miss clips? Did something happen in this episode that they cut out? Because, like, why did Kyle get so activated? And then Dorit's like, you're not coming at me. I'm not going to let you yell at me like this. Put your veins away. Which I love that Dorit is like, no, no, no. I am done with the BS in all of my life. I am not going to let people treat me this way anymore. And I'm going to speak up and say how I feel instead of cowering down to make somebody else feel better. Now Dorita's yelling across the table. Erica has to come and kind of like reel her back in, like, girl, this isn't cute.
Well,
we're not doing this
he
here.
starts like leaning across the table. So and then we get, is that it? And then we get the blackness and we hear glass breaking. And I think Erica is like, that's enough. Like, so yeah.
It was good. It was such a good episode. It sucks that it's like literally about people's marriages ending, but it's giving us good drama. I'm Team Dorit. What about you?
Yeah, I have really never been like Team Kyle.
I know. I like used to back in the day. Now I've gone back and rewatched old seasons, and I'm like, God.
Yeah, I think Kyle just like steamrolls people, and I think she's fake, and so she just wants to be liked by everyone, you know. So yeah, I would say I'm Team Dorit.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, that was our quick little recap of this past week's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
All right, let's end this Bravo TV recap episode with Salt Lake City. I mean, delivered another iconic drama filled, like, this was a blueprint of how to do Housewives. They
Oh my god.
fought a lot, then we're okay together, fought some more, and went to bed.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
I mean, Delulu to the max. This was one of the most epic, iconic Housewives these episodes, period. Like, not just for SLC, but for Housewives in general. I've already been seeing TikToks about it saying the exact same thing. People are just like, wow, we got served this week.
We got a great one. Thank you so much, Bravo. We loved it. Also, we are wearing different clothes than the other episodes because we couldn't record when we thought and we're just here. We're here. We're talking some mess. It's a couple days late, but we still want to share our thoughts with you guys about these episodes because they take up so much brain space. We need to dump it out.
Yes. And we talked too much on the other recaps, so we had to make it a second
We're
follow up.
Yeah, we're learning how to reel it in. I was an only child for a very long time, so I love to talk. I'm so long-winded. Julia's the same way. We love to talk about it all. Yeah, also, okay, let's just start and, like, I don't know, but where's Maylee?
I like forgot about her completely. Like, I'm like, who's Maylee? I don't.
I know, and I hope I'm saying her name right. I don't remember.
She has a snowflake, doesn't she?
No, she
Or
was
no?
no, she was a friend.
Oh, okay.
I think she was in a photo though.
So I wonder if something happened.
I know. I kind of saw rumblings
Uh,
maybe on the, like, maybe some previous posts
mm,
were not aligned with the Bravo ethics board that we don't have.
that'll get ya.
Okay, are we ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
There's an issue that stems from last week's episode with Bronwyn. So Bronwyn shared with the girls on the Lisa yacht last week that Todd had some sort of out of the marriage thing. Like, something happened, alluded to a thing. And in that conversation, Lisa and Meredith were, in Bronwyn's eyes, siding with Todd more, kind of being like, well, maybe you are shut off and, like, standoffish, and that's why it's hard for Todd to try to connect with you more or try to make things better because you're not allowing him that, which of course pisses Bronwyn off because she's like, how are you turning this on me? How are you guys now sticking up for Todd? Bronwyn since then has been on Watch What Happens Live and said it was like an emotional thing of him communicating with a woman, which is still something. Like,
It is, but I also feel like that was like backtracking. Like, it didn't either. She was lying in Watch What Happens, or she was lying on the boat.
yes, and as much as we have enjoyed seeing Bronwyn, and I'm a Bronwyn fan, we are seeing a pattern of her saying something and then, like Julius, like you said, like backtracking or twisting it
Yeah.
in a way. So Bronwyn ended up talking with Angie, Heather, and Whitney the next day, and Angie and Whitney were like, maybe Lisa and Meredith sided with Todd because they've also been accused of having an affair. We're like, damn. But, like, Lisa's wasn't the only thing that has come out about Lisa was Whitney doing the Jizz for Jazz
Yeah.
tickets thing.
Gross.
I know. I'm so sorry I said that word. I do apologize, but
Sorry, Mom.
if my mom has figured out how to listen, sorry, Mom. The other day she was like, "So what do I do?" I was like, "What do you mean? I've been doing this for like 4 or 5 months. Like,
Aw.
so you've been listening." She goes, "Oh, I just see like clips that you post." She goes, "I don't." I said, "Girl, I'll help you navigate. Get those streaming numbers, mom."
Right.
Um. So yeah, the only thing with Lisa was Whitney's lie, and
Mm.
then Meredith and Seth have come out right, and they've said like they've had troubles in their marriage, so they were maybe saying that. And it's I did not like what Bronwyn did here. She went and told Lisa that the girls were talking about her when Bronwyn was the one who started this, and Angie and Whitney were the ones consoling Bronwyn. Like they were trying to be a good friend to Bronwyn, and then Bronwyn took that and went to Lisa with it.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that.
Bronwyn,
There's
like,
like
I'm just telling you because I feel bad talking behind your back, and it was just, yeah, that was some odd behavior.
yeah, it's like, but they're having this conversation because of you. They were trying to be your friend. And there's like no loyalty with Bronwyn, which I also feel the same thing with Bryn on the Real Housewives of New York.
Mm.
I save a couple episodes and then I'll watch them, and but Bryn's kind of the same way. Like she doesn't have loyalty. She's talking mess about everyone, trying to start stuff with everyone. Maybe with Jenna because she's Jenna Lyons and she like wants to be friends with her. But I feel like Bryn also throws people under the bus and talks, and it's like kind of notice the same thing with Bronwyn. But this whole thing starts and gives us one of the most epic scenes we've had. Another fantastic sprinter van moment.
Yeah, they need to just start taking like separate Ubers or something. Like, well, I mean, no, they don't because we love the Sprinter Van drama. But my gosh, if that was my group of friends, I will be taking my own Uber.
I know Mary was just sitting in the back, like poor Mary. She has so much going on, but she did say a couple times, like, "Get her, Meredith," and
Oh
then
my
like,
god, no. Oh,
okay, so let's get into it. So
do it.
they're on the Sprinter van. They're going to an ATV ride, which ends up looking shady and scary as hell. Uh, Lisa is like, "All right, Bronwyn said you guys were talking about me. What was said?"
So then Lisa, she's questioning, like, y'all are talking behind my back, and she's going back and forth. And then Whitney all of a sudden says, "Shut the F up, Lisa. You're not the only one who gets to talk." And then Lisa's like, "No, you shut the F up." And she's like, "You shut the F up." And then she says, "You're a stupid bitch." Or no, I'm sorry. She says, "You're an effing bitch." And then I'm pretty sure Whitney called her a "see you next Tuesday."
She does.
Wow.
It escalated crazy because Bronwyn was like, "Well, Angie said that, I might be overreacting to what you guys were saying," um, which was not it. Angie had said they might have taken Todd's side because of their past experiences. So, like, Bronwyn's even changing it there. Um, and Bronwyn's like, "I just want to be transparent about everything. I'm all about transparency." It's like, no,
Yeah.
you're all about changing the narrative to fit what you want and start these arguments with people. Like it's a weird way to go about coming on a show and trying to make friends.
It is. And when she says that transparency, Angie in a confessional, she goes, "It's time for Todd to buy you a dictionary." So fun.
I loved that.
I know, it's so good. So they're like going back and forth, bop, bop, bop. All of a sudden, we see Brittany's phone recording, and it's facing out, not facing her. So she's recording the back of the seat in front of her. And everyone watching is just like, "Oh my god, she's recording." Like, we know what's happening. We've already seen, like, we haven't caught her doing this before, but we've already seen her showing behavior of being someone who would do something like that. So And so Angie notices it and she's like, wait, 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 wait. Brittany, why are you recording this right now? And Brittany starts to spiral.
It was amazing. There were also clips of Whitney like almost breaking the fourth wall of looking at the cameras while all of this was going down, smiling, just being like, "What is happening?
Dude,
This is wild." Whitney keeps looking at the producers like, "We doing this? Okay,
there
let's
were
go."
whole episode that Brittany or Whitney, I have that in my notes too. I was like, Whitney is cracking me up because every time, like, even coming up, everything that comes out of Brittany's face, Whitney is like, I just wants to laugh. And she's like, is this real life? Like,
It's like some good office moments. Wendy had a couple of those on Potomac too. Wendy would just like stare in the camera after Mia said something, and I was like, yes, connect with us, Wendy, and let us know that we are not alone in thinking that this girl is crazy. But Brittany is saying that her daughter, Olivia, scored 100 on her math test,
yeah.
and Brittany wants to send her a video to say congratulations. The video is literally recording the back of a seat. And it just reminded me of like, did you ever go on like trips when you were in elementary school to like SeaWorld or Six Flags, right? Like those long car rides that you would take or those bus rides, and you're just staring at the back of these ugly chairs.
Yeah.
You're like, why? What is happening? And then all of the TikToks that Brittany has been posting lately, Girly knows how to work a camera. So Brittany acting like, oh, I was recording this video, but then I saw that it was recording the wrong direction, and now I'm trying to flip it. And you're like, Brittany, we know you know how to work this camera. Don't act like you weren't really recording the girls. So everybody is pissed. They all bond by just savage
Yeah.
towards Brittany.
Meredith starts yelling, Brittany, you need to leave. I've had enough of you. You are vile. And she's like up in the camera. And oh my God, that camera work was incredible. It was all, everyone screaming, freaking out. Heather says, what if she records us at other times? Did she record us last night? And it's obvious all of these girls have like just PTSD from Monica. And we do hear about that throughout the whole episode. But also, like, that's wild behavior. It doesn't matter if they have the PTSD or trauma. I think anyone, if we were in a Sprinter van having a fight amongst our friends and another friend started recording it, like, it would not be okay. It's just not okay behavior.
I loved when Angie, because Brittany is now like, she's like fumbling on her phone. She's like, then I think at one point Brittany was like, I stopped the video, but then somehow I pushed the button again and it started recording another video. And you're like, Brittany, just stop.
Yeah.
Angie says, no, 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 no. Swipe left like you do on Tinder and press play. I said, oh,
I know.
Angie Queen with another amazing. And Lisa's like yelling at her, delete it, delete it. And Bronwyn's like, I'm talking about something private and you're going to record that. But it's also funny because they are on a TV show. So we
Yeah.
know it's going to get out there eventually. But I think the difference, because this has been going on the internet too, like, I think the difference of them being recorded on a show versus Brittany recording is like they signed up for the show. They know what's going to come out. Brittany recording it without their knowledge and consent is so wrong. She could edit stuff to make everybody look bad. She can sell it to news outlets.
Yeah.
Like there's just
Well, I watched the after show
uh-huh.
and Bronwyn did talk about that and she says that, yes, we are on a show. I understand that. But like you just said, I gave my consent to this show. I did not give consent for Brittany to have her own little like home videos on her phone for her to do whatever she wants to do with it. So, and you know, while I was watching it, I was thinking the same thing. Like, girl, there's a gigantic camera in your face. But yes, you don't know, you know, and in that van, Bronwyn could say something, or someone could say something that slips out, but they don't want to be put on national television. And we don't know, like, if they ask producers to cut something, if they will actually cut it,
Mhm.
but maybe they will. And so maybe something was said that she would like to be cut and deleted from the world, but little Miss Brittany has it on her phone to do whatever she wants to do with it.
100%. And I know I'm a Britney fan, but this was some shady ass shit. So they get to the ATV
Oh, Brittany's
station.
running out of the van and she is hyperventilating, sobbing. Everyone just kind of like watches her like go off and um and yeah, the way everyone was yelling at her, I was surprised that she had like kept it together that long. I feel like if that was me, I would have been crying like way earlier.
Mhm.
But and Angie's like, it was just so funny. Like, I hate to say it was funny because she was super distraught that she ran off. Everyone's just sitting in the sprinter and they all like watch her run off. And like Angie's face is just so expressionless. And she's like, guys, that was a lot. And like, Whitney went after her to help her or like console her. Okay, also um in the sprinter van still, Angie says, I'm not trying to be rude, but she's not the sharpest tool in this shed. And Heather like looks her up and down and goes, oh, that's coming from you, Einstein. Like, so funny.
Like, Heather, what?
I know, but it was joking. Like they both laughed about it. It was, I mean, it was funny.
It was funny, but I mean, you guys just like it's like like yeah, you're in a heated argument, right? Like your adrenaline's pumping, everything's going. Once that argument is done and you have time to think about what happened and you come down, that's what they all had this collective like, oh,
Yeah,
we just went in on the new girl real hard, y'all.
yeah, but
But it was
um,
kind of warranted.
I think
But
it.
so Whitney goes to check on her, and Brittany's like, I just recorded for like 1 second. It wasn't that much. I was trying to flip the camera screen. And production, thank you so much. They go back
Yeah,
and show us it was 24 seconds. And then production's even questioning Brittany about it in a confessional.
yeah,
They're like, Brittany, like, why were you recording? Like, so I love that production was even like, oh, hold on, this doesn't make
yeah.
any
They
sense.
questioned her about like the timing and everything. She in confessional, she goes, "I swear on my life, I was not trying to record the girls." And they said, okay, but it's very weird you're recording the back of the seat. I love producers questioning them and being like, girl, you cray cray. And she goes, it wasn't for a while, it was for 1 second. And then yeah, we see the timestamp of it, and she just is talking in circles. And she did the same on the bus. She was like, I'm sending a video to my daughter because she got 100 on her math test. And then she said that she wasn't recording. And then she said that she was saving it for later. For us. For later.
Yes, I
Like,
was saving
we're
it
gonna
for
sit
us.
after we have cocktails and we're gonna rewatch videos of the day. What?
I almost thought like was the Osmond being like, oh, if she's been having issues with the group before, if he was like, get some stuff when things happen just in case to like protect you or that you can, like I feel like
Yeah.
I don't think Brittany would record on her own because she wants to like be in it so badly. It was either like a friend being like, "Ooh, girl, give me tea," or someone that she really wants to be with telling her to do it.
Yeah. That the girls talk about it in after show a little bit, so we'll talk to you about that when we
Okay,
get
okay, cool.
that.
But then we get a funny scene with Brittany and Whitney when Whitney is consoling Brittany. Brittany's like, "I deleted it," and Whitney's like, "But like." let's check like you're deleted.
Oh, the whole like rest of the episode, the deletes, and Mary says it in after show too. It's hilarious. And yeah, so we have Brittany. She's like, this cracked me up. She's like, I was just trying to send a video to Olivia. And she's like, hey, you got a 100. And she did that in after show too. She kept saying like, hey, sorry.
It's amazing. Okay, they get to the ATV. It's
Wait,
choo
wait,
choo
wait, wait, wait.
ATV. Oh,
Sorry.
no, go ahead, go ahead. What else you got?
So how she's saying like you can go through the delete, you know?
Yeah.
And you can she so Brittany's telling Whitney, you can look through my phone, you can go through the delete, you can find a lot of embarrassing stuff. And she quote said, the stuff that's extra embarrassing. And she's just crying the whole time. And Whitney was like trying not to laugh, I think. And also being like, what the heck is going on with this girl? Like it was so fun. But yeah, get on the ATVs and
Okay, no, just a couple things. Heather ends up getting paired up with Brittany, which she absolutely hates that she is stuck with Brittany, even though she's her friend and brought her on the show. But Heather does not want any association at this moment. Later on, she tries to be the savior, but they go across this terrifying wooden roped bridge.
no, hell no. That's a no for me, dog.
Absolutely not. I'm gonna just chill here. I'll get some quick pictures, like I rode some shit, but no.
I'll walk across that. I'm not driving an ATV across it.
Oh, I won't do anything across it. No, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you. But they all get across safely, and there's this really beautiful waterfall on the other side. I don't know if crossing that bridge reset Brittany's brain. Because Girly is fine now. She's jumping off the rocks, and the girls are talking. They're just like, does she think like we're just gonna forgive her now? Like everything's good? Like the way she's bouncing back is wild. And Angie's like, well, maybe that's why the Osmond is with
No,
Brittany.
Lisa says that.
Oh, is
Lisa
Lisa?
talking some mad smack, but it's also like, it's so like middle school mean girl, the way
Oh
that
yeah.
she says, do you think that she thinks if she jumps off the cliff, we're going to forget that she recorded us? And then, yeah, she said, this is why Jared thinks it's okay to break up with her and get back with her. Because she bounces, you know? And no
Oh,
one's even paying attention to her. I don't know if that's how they cut it or if literally everyone was just sitting around, but like no one responded to her. And yeah.
but Brittany, yeah, they seem okay. So some of them chill in the water, some of them stare at the girls chilling in the water. Mary's
Yeah.
like, absolutely not. I'm not getting in this. No way. Um,
I love this. They go to a restaurant after and they walk up and Lisa goes, oh, I love being greeted with a cocktail and a straw. Are you kidding me? Like, what?
they don't give a shit about the turtles here. Let's go.
Are you kidding me? A straw made her day with that straw.
Gosh, she's so funny. But they get some margaritas, they're eating, they're drinking, they bring up what happened on the van and how it's like a whole violation of trust for them because of what they went through last year and just being on the show. Brittany, and yeah, now we get Brittany's like, no, I was recording the scenery after she had said she was sending the video to her daughter. And then I was just going to send a video saying hi. And then it was an accident. And then, so like, yeah, Brittany is thinking of everything to say during this moment. And then she starts crying
Yes.
and is like, y'all, here, you go for it. You do it. It's too great. It's too great.
She's so dramatic. She says, there's only one thing I haven't complained about on this trip. And I dare to even say it because I just want to go home. Everyone's faces, everyone's just like, what's going on? Everyone's all serious, expecting that she's going to like confess to recording or doing something sinister. She says, the only thing that I have not been honest about is that Jared and I have a physical relationship. And just listen, everyone's just like, what?
Mary goes, girl.
Girl. She says, girl.
Like, are you kidding me? Are
Yeah.
you kidding me? This is what you're gonna put out now? Like, you're trying to blame your erratic behavior maybe on this? Or, like, and so then this is when Heather now tries to get, like, on Brittany's side because she's like, oh, well, that is a big thing in the Mormon culture, like you're getting physical with somebody outside of your marriage, and maybe that weighing on Brittany so much is manifesting or coming out in like all these crazy ways.
Yeah. And it's on my mind. So like in after show, Brittany addresses this and she's like, it was just because she had been lying so much and that she had lied about not being in a physical relationship with him. And we have seen through the whole like Lisa calling Whitney a liar and like Whitney freaking out and Whitney's husband freaking out that she called her a liar, that it is a huge sin in the Mormon world to be a liar and to tell lies. So I guess that's why it was such a big deal to her.
Okay. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but like now is now the time for you.
No.
Like she made it so dramatic to say that
So true.
she's sleeping with some guy.
Yeah.
But then they all bond over their Mormon experiences while drinking margaritas. Whitney's like, okay, yeah, I had an affair with Justin, and but also like think about like what you've been doing on the show so far, like all the drinking you've done and like talking about all the lingerie stuff. And Brittany's like, oh yeah. Like as if Brittany needs more things to like spiral about,
Yeah.
right? And then Heather talks about leaving the church, and Bronwyn talks about her experience getting pregnant with Gwen and how ruined just so many relationships for her. Um, and Bronwyn, does try to be nice and says, like, you have to stop internalizing the shame and you have to stop shaming others for secrets that you're keeping.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was nice.
Yeah.
Anything else
So,
from the lunch?
no. They went shopping after and they were lit. Um, that was a cute little scene. Then they go off to dinner. I'm really loving seeing Angie and Mary's friendship. They're really cute.
Oh, no, we need to talk about Meredith thinking that Brittany bugged her room.
That's not, that doesn't happen. That's coming up next. So,
Oh, okay, my
yeah,
bad.
yeah. So, yeah, they walked around it while they were getting ready for dinner. That's when
Oh, yes, because
Meredith
Angie's
brings,
helping me. Yeah. Oh, I love
yeah.
them.
So Meredith brings Heather into her room
Yes.
and is telling her about how like I haven't heard anyone talking in the other rooms. Like, do you think like the room is bugged? And so that was a really funny scene. They were being so goofy, and
That
Heather like look under the drawer and like look under this side table and look in the lamp, and they were looking everywhere, and Meredith's like, no, not here, no. And Heather's like, clearly, she's very good at what she does because there's no sign of recording devices in here. And they're being like they're on um, like a, like a spy show or like a murder mystery, like trying to solve a crime.
100% detectives all the way. I think Heather wanted to be a detective, or she was one in a former life or something, because she was like, I love conspiracy theories, like I love all of this, like yes, we're gonna find out what's going on, like I will ride this train with you, Meredith, until the
Yeah.
wheels fall off.
And she said in after show, she was like, I don't know if it's because of all the books that I've read or the shows and movies that I watch, but like, I have this like PI in me, and it was just so goofy. So we go off to dinner, and Lisa just has to jinx it. They start with confessional, and she's like, "We're just gonna go and have a nice, quiet, peaceful dinner."
When have you
And
ever had a nice, quiet, peaceful
exactly, because I always love the new girls are always like, "Do y'all ever make it through dinner?" Like,
Like, I would love to, if production is paying for this, let's
uh-huh.
enjoy this dinner. Let's enjoy this time. I don't have to pay for this. I'm going to order all kinds of things and let's just kiki. Let's just have a
Yeah,
good time.
I love girls' dinner.
Yes.
Don't fuck with my girls' dinner. Sorry, but
No, it's all good. We cuss here. We cuss a lot. Basically the dinner, they rehash the Sprinter van conversation, saying like Bronwyn was trying to be a little messy and spinning the story to make her and Whitney look bad, and then Bronwyn gets all defensive, but like, yeah, like, don't throw your friends under the bus who are trying, don't throw anyone under the bus, but especially the friends that are trying to help you. And then
yeah.
Meredith brings up the recording with Brittany. She says, "You came at me like a raging beast." And it reminded me of that Beverly Hills episode with Eileen, and was it Rinna that called her a beast? And she was like, "Beast."
Yes.
Obsessed. Um so they fight a little, a little more, and Meredith is activated. Basically, this whole dinner is like Bronwyn defensive, Meredith activated. They have been drinking all day. They're probably tired. There's probably just a lot going on. Um and then even like leaving the dinner and going back to their villas, Meredith and Heather are talking a little bit, and Heather's trying to explain like the conversation earlier that she had with Bronwyn and Angie and Whitney, which just like continues to activate Meredith. They all get off their little golf carts. They go back to the villas, and Meredith is now just like yelling at everybody, like, "Don't talk about me. I don't want any of this. I'm over this." I think we get a confessional from Mary at one point, and she's like, "I don't know why like Meredith's so upset. Like, she's like boring. Like, what could we be
Oh
talking
yeah, it
about?"
says that's because she was like, I don't know why Meredith would think that Brittany would want to bug her room. Like, what is she gonna get out of that? She's boring.
Yes. So just, more fighting, more drama, more activation, more things for us to recap.
Yeah, and they go in the house. They're yelling, like, because Heather told something to Meredith, so then Meredith's like popping off, and everyone's like, "What is going on?" And someone said to Heather, like, "What did you do to her?" And she's like, "I didn't do anything." And Meredith does the classic, like, "I am done," and walks away to her room. But then Lisa goes after her, so then they're in the room going back and forth yelling, and then everyone's at the door listening. So good. And she's like, "And they can probably hear me right now." And then they all scatter. And so, I mean, yeah, epic episode. And then next week is our last episode.
We can't end it on that. I feel like there's another one. I feel like there's
Well,
two
the
more.
the next episode, the preview for it looks so good.
It looked so good, and if it is our finale, yeah, we'll deal with it. But I hope not. It looks great. Whitney and Lisa get into it, right?
In the next episode, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
They deserve an award for this season. Yeah, it was
Get that
great.
creative Emmy nomination, unscripted reality, whatever. The same thing that Vanderpump got or was nominated for. Nominate these SLC ladies, please. It was amazing. Okay, anything else you want to talk about from the after shows? Hi, Buzz.
Why is he staring at me?
I don't know. Hi, Boswell.
Hi, everybody.
If you're watching on video, Julia's cute doggo's been hanging out with us, and he did such a good job.
I know he did. He was sleeping in my lap for most of it. He's getting restless now.
Okay, anything else
Um,
about after shows?
yeah, after show. Let's see real quick. So, God, just the Sprinter van, everything was so good. Okay, so in the after show we have Whitney and Bronwyn together. We have Heather and Meredith together, and then we have Angie and Mary and Brittany and Lisa. So Bronwyn and Whitney are talking about how they caught her recording. Whitney says, I've caught her recording us before. Bronwyn says that she caught her recording her that night after the Sprinter van. They were on the golf cart and Brittany like obviously recorded and Bronwyn kind of like moved over and Brittany said, I wasn't recording you, I was just recording my outfit. But then Bronwyn could see her phone because she was sitting next to her on a golf cart and she was sending it out in a text message and could see that it was only Bronwyn. The Brittany was not in it. Yeah.
Okay, I
And
don't like that.
no, it's weird.
It is weird. And if that's really a thing, then I don't think
I know.
we need her back. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So, okay. So then, they talk about how you like delete deletes. And Mary goes, like, you have to be really savvy in the phone to go to your delete deletes. And cracks me up. And then again, yeah, we see again, God, so many names.
Brittany.
Brittany is like, I was just saying like hi. And it's so funny. She's standing by. She was texting her daughter. What so okay, so then we get everyone talking about like why they think that she was recording. So Bronwyn says she thinks it's to have something over them. Heather says it's to show that she's better than them, to like show her friends and stuff and be like, look at these crazy women like out here fighting, behaving like animals
Yeah.
and to get better. And so, Whitney and Heather and Meredith are together and Meredith Meredith says that she thinks it's something more sinister and that she wants to use it against them in some shape or form. So, Brittany let them look through her phone. They looked through her photos and they looked through her messages with Jared and her daughter.
Stop.
Yeah. Yep. And so like Brittany and Lisa are together, and so Lisa tells us like, we looked through your phone, like you let us look through your phone, you let us look through everything. And then Brittany is like, I know that like y'all kind of have like trauma from the past, and Lisa's like, yeah, like just imagine Homeland Security showing up and handcuffs and so dramatic. They're so dramatic. Everyone wants to hear less information about Jared.
No.
The word intimate creeps out Heather, and she would like to stop talking about it. And she, in one moment, like compares Mormon sex to Twister. And Meredith's like, okay, well, now I'm never going to be able to look at Twister the same.
Heather just needs to get some so she's not freaked out by the word intimate, because that is an
Yeah.
adult word and you are fine, ma'am.
Yeah. And then, yeah, so Brittany addresses how, like, the whole Jared stuff, she was so upset about it because she was lying and it was such a big deal to her because it was a lie. And she was like, every time I would say it, I'd be like glitching out. And it's we didn't see that glitching out. Some think that she was using that Jared and I are intimate announcement as a distraction. Bronwyn's not buying a damn thing. Okay, Brittany is trying to say that she's never watched the show before. As she even says, I'm sorry. Forgive me, Andy, but I have not watched any of the franchises.
Stop.
Yeah. But
Stop.
we have Brittany saying, or we have Bronwyn saying that um they saw her watching it on a plane one time. And then Whitney says that they saw a confessional screenshot in her photos. Because Brittany wanted her hair like someone.
Jeez.
Also, I feel like majority of new housewives say that they've never seen the show.
Yeah.
And so like it really makes it hard to believe when we've seen multiple new housewives come on and start to get shit on, and then they're like, I had never seen the show. I like didn't know what I was coming into. I didn't know what to expect. And that's what she's trying to do right now, and I'm just not buying it. No one's buying it.
No.
Lisa says that she's been on the receiving end of multiple people attacks before, and I'm having troubles recalling that.
Oh, well, probably like Monica collectively, Whitney coming at her, her and Meredith when they had tiffs.
Yeah, but I don't think it was like everyone. Like she's had tiffs between her and other people.
Yeah.
But it's been like a gang up situation on Lisa.
Maybe she was saying everyone as in like not like everyone at once, but I've had issues with everyone in this group at some point separately.
She said I've been on the receiving end of multiple people attacks, like as if she was multiple people have been on her at once.
Well, I am not too sure, but
I don't really
keep that in my brain, but okay.
This is hilarious. Brittany calls Angie thirsty.
Whoa. Okay, now I'm not a fan of Brittany. Don't talk about my girl Angie like that. No, no, no.
I'm like, I'm sorry. We have social media, Brittany. You're the thirstiest. You need to be hooked up to an IV 24/7. Like you're in a drought. Sorry, but like Angie is not thirsty, and you are the last person that can be calling someone thirsty. Producers ask everyone after all of this, where do you stand with Brittany? Mary and Angie are just like speechless.
They're like, who's Brittany?
Yeah. And then Mary says that they just don't trust her. Oh, Mary says, I don't trust her as far as I can see her. That's so funny. We love Mary. They think it's stupid. Bronwyn's not buying a damn thing. Everyone thinks it's the recording device. Yeah, everyone's kind of laughing at that Meredith thought that she put a recording device in her
really
room.
Brought a recording device down to this trip to have. No.
Right.
This episode and the after show stuff makes me so excited for the reunion. We know they just filmed it
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple days ago. So
Yeah.
It's filmed. So this coming week when y'all will get this episode on Monday. So that week on Thursday, the final season episode of SLC will come out.
Wednesday.
Wednesday? Mm-hmm. There's too many shows for me to keep up with right now. And then we'll get, at least 2 reunions, but I feel like this will be a 3 reunion season.
If it makes sense. Don't stretch it out if it's not needed. But what another good recap, Julia.
Oh, so fun.
Alrighty, y'all. Well, thank you so much for listening. We'll be back. Like Julia said, this will be out Monday. And then Friday, we'll have our pop culture recap. We might throw in some Bravo little TV recaps in there too, just so you guys aren't waiting so long to hear our thoughts.
Bravo's keeping us busy, but I think we've got our schedule figured out, and we're going to give y'all 2 shows a week, and it'll be packed and keep y'all good and entertained and in the know.
Yes, y'all. All right. Follow us on social media. Follow us wherever you're listening. Comment. Let us know what you think. Have a good rest of your day. Bye, y'all.
Bye.